Hi, New England meteorologist Matt Noyes, 1 degree outside Weather Network Sunday morning update for you with the snow falling for us here. But for most of us, it's a rather light snow. It will make travel slick in spots, no question about that. At the same time, some of the chemically treated interstates will actually hold up pretty decently well over the course of the day today. So let's go ahead and dive into it and show you exactly what's going on. First of all, just a reminder that we always have our weather stream where we've got the kind of weather maps that stay updated, the radar that stays updated. And if we have to live stream, we will. I don't think we're going to have to live stream very much over the course of the day today because it is a pretty easygoing Sunday snow, all things considered. But nonetheless, let's get into it and show you what's going on. Storm Center is organizing down to our south. What's happening is a cold front came through, delivered this cold air, and now along the front, the storm is coming together. It's really going to organize south and east of New England. So that's why we don't get into the meat of it. But the farther southeast you are, the more you get. I can show you the radar, but the thing is, you'll watch this all different times on our Sunday. So rather than me do that and be dated, why don't you go to our app? If you don't have it already, it's free and 5 stars. App Store, Google Play, search the number 1 degree outside weather, and you'll find it. You can follow the radar and radar forecast there, which I'll show you in just a second, the radar forecast anyway. Look, most of us don't snow very hard today, but you do snow for a number of hours. The treatments, therefore, do stay effective where there's chemical treatment. Now, I can't say the same thing for local roads, back roads. That's a different story. And even on those chemically treated roads, at times we may overwhelm it enough to get a little bit of that filmed consistency. So do be careful out there, obviously, right? The heaviest snow is going to be in southeastern areas. Actually, the National Weather Service Skywarn Spotter Network already checking in with an inch and a half on the Cape and the Islands and leading the way as of this 7 a.m. recording. Pocasset, that's where we've got 1.8 inches, but we'll end up with about 6 on the Cape in spots by the time we're done. Then we all get a deep freeze as we go to tonight. So if you want to move that snow around, do it before about 6 to 9 p.m. I think after 9, the temperature really drops. You'll see it here, as a matter of fact. Watch the back edge of the snow. Now, it's through Worcester by about midday. It's to 495, at least in spots, right around Harvard by the time we get to, let's say, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But in terms of right at the coastal plain, the energy that was coming through Ontario kind of driving all this got a little hung up during the overnight. So with a slower progression, it does keep the snow showers going longer. As a matter of fact, on the Cape of the Islands, we get some ocean enhanced and ocean effect snow, and that's what helps to push some of us to, or maybe even localize over the 6-inch amount, believe it or not. Notice that cold air plowing in. Oh my goodness, by midnight, it's only about 17, 19 degrees, right? Look, total amount of snow depends heavily on where you are. Farther south and east you are, the more snow you get, coming up to about 6 inches or so on the Cape. The island's doing pretty well out of this one as well. There is no real ocean influence going on. The farther north and west you go, you see the 1-2 inch amounts that show up for a lot of us, and then very little the farther north and west still across New England. Where you get the 1 and 2 inches, that's where I say, look, the chemical treatments are probably going to help on the interstates, but obviously your local roads, your sidewalks, your walkways, a whole different story, right? Get to the overnight tonight. And I'll dive into the science of this in just a second, by the way, but you get into the overnight tonight, and we're talking about temperatures bottoming out in the single digits and teens, and that means the wind chill will be below 0, and tomorrow's high temperatures only going to be running in the 20s for almost everybody, so tomorrow's wind chill likely only to be in the teens at the warmest time of the day. So I promise you a little bit more on the science-y side of things, right? Let me go ahead and do that. One of the things that I look for, and you're looking at surface observations right now, across southern New England. If I want to see a real good accumulating snow that's going to add up pretty quick, I want to see what I've got right now, for example, in Marshfield. I want a low cloud ceiling. I want visibility to be down. That shows me that the flakes are good and pretty steadily accumulating. Nantucket is doing the same thing where you see the purple coloring on the island of Nantucket. For a lot of the rest of us, it's just not there. And when you look to the west, it's actually already stopped snowing in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. It's done snowing in eastern New York. So that's why you get almost nothing, really, when you get into southwest New Hampshire, central and southern Vermont, right? The farther north we go, you've pretty much already had it and it's all done. So at this point, all we're going to try and do is crank out what we can over the next several hours when you get into places like eastern Massachusetts. Now, one of the things that's interesting is when you look at what's happening underneath this, it's not like it's overly impressive. I want to show you the webcam that's coming out of College of the Holy Cross at Worcester right now. And you can see for yourself. Do you want to guess when it started snowing? This, again, is just after 7 a.m. I'm doing this recording. It started snowing in Worcester at midnight. And that's still what it looks like. You get the idea. It's not like it's going to add up fast at all. It's generally 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch per hour. Most of us a tenth to two, but you do get some 3/10 to half-inch per hour snow when you come down onto the Cape. So that is one area, again, that's going to end up with more and obviously have worse conditions as a result. But this is the way things are looking for now. If we have to live stream, we will. Again, being a Sunday, I think a lot of folks are probably able to be a little bit more laid back, which is a great thing. Enjoy the snow. It sets the holiday feeling. And don't forget to take pictures and send them to us, please, right? The Send to Us tab at the bottom of our app comes right to us. We'll see them today as we're covering the storm. That's the way things look for now. Thanks a million for always trusting 1 degree outside for your weather anywhere in New England.